Who the fuck is that guy?
I make my own moves, yeah, I'm bossing.
All weak bitches, please proceed to the exit.
Is there no one else? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
We are not for the weak.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Not for the Week podcast. It's your boy James,
It is your boy Jay.
and we're back at it again. Whew.
Just finished up a gnarly CrossFit inspired workout.
Jeremy out here getting lean.
Not really, guys.
Trying to though.
I don't know yet. We'll see where it goes.
It's been a good day.
It's been a productive day.
Outside of the what were they? The strawberry shortcake things that you ate this morning.
What did you eat this
really,
morning?
You
dude?
really turned the whole day around, dude.
I did, you guys. I burned those off for sure. First round burned off.
What do we do? And then you had Subway, so like,
But I had healthy.
eat fresh, bro.
I did.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
ate fresh.
you could have, you made some healthier choices.
Oh, before we get too far into this, I wanted to give a big shout out to the girl at Subway for being absolutely terrible at her job and sucking. Thank you for having the world's worst attitude in the world. Literally, I didn't even like, oh man.
It's one thing to not like your job, and then it's another thing to make it visibly like obvious that you don't like your job.
Yeah, to like verbally express like frustration too, like in your place of work is like pretty unprofessional. Like I was like, oh, I'm just getting one sandwich, and she was like, one sandwich. She's like 6 or 12 inch, and I was like, or 6 or foot long, and I was like, foot long, of course. Who gets a 6 inch? I said foot long,
Seriously.
and she's like, and I'm like, wow, dude, holy shit, like. I'm sorry that you didn't eat strawberry shortcakes like me, but
I'm sorry that this is your job,
I'm sorry.
but it is your job.
Yeah.
So be the best at it, even if you don't like it and you plan on like not working there forever. Be the best at it today.
Shout out to her gold chain that she was wearing.
Was she wearing a gold chain?
She was, dude. When she leaned over and was like, "I need his pen," I saw the gold chain dangle.
Hey, she had a Jesus piece, huh?
She did. She don't even believe.
She bling blinged it up in this bitch.
Yeah, she was bling bling, bling 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 bling. But before we get too far into the episode, you guys know what to do. Tell a friend. Rate the podcast. Subscribe to it.
Why are we doing it like this?
Also, go on notfortheweek.com. Pick up a Huge Fact shirt, a Hybrid World Tour shirt, and a ton of other merch that we have on the site. It really helps support us. And if you guys fucks with us, then you'll fucks with everything that is on the site. So go do that right now, as soon as you hear this episode in like 2 weeks.
Well, finish the episode and then do it.
Finish this episode, and then after be like, wow, that episode was so good. I'm going to go online
And
to
support the
notfortheweek.com.
fucking podcast.
They're going to say that too. They're going to say the fucking podcast.
Sorry for doing that.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
I know. Sorry.
I don't care.
Yeah. Support the podcast. It helps it grow.
Yes.
It nurtures the podcast.
Yes.
You're falling asleep right now.
Yes. But speaking of Hybrid World Tour, Mooney just finished his
Bodybuilding.
So that's your
show.
second stop.
2 of 6 done.
2 of 6 done, and your next one is what?
Cross fat.
Cross fat. Hence why we dabbled in that area.
We dabbled. We dipped our toes in the CrossFit pond.
Mooney cannonballed and finished before everyone, of course, with his athletic superiority.
I would like to attribute that to how I train on a regular basis.
I would like to attribute my time to
How you
I
don't do
train.
cardio.
My lack of cardio, also lack of training these days. But
It's really just adding volume into your training. Like,
oh yeah. Well, and the problem is like I just
supersets and volume. It's like
when I'm done, like I'm never like I used to push past like the point of being like fuck, but now I'm like, I'm done. I think I'm gonna move on because I'll get like bored or something.
I think the biggest thing that's helped is like a lot of people and like they'll do each exercise individually, like no supersets, rest periods and whatnot, like they stay the same. And like, yeah, that serves a purpose, but like what I do a lot is I'll do like my main movements by themselves, and then I'll superset all my accessory work to get a little bit more of a sweat going, get a little bit more of a pump going, but also it helps with your cardiovascular and building up work capacity. You know, if you're just doing the same, like 4 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 10, finish that exercise, move on to the next exercise, like you're getting, you're it's better than not being there, but like there's better ways to maximize your time and also improve work capacity. Because in the end, the higher your work capacity, the stronger, leaner, etc. You'll end up getting. And I feel like a lot of people, they fall into the trap of, and I've done it before. Like I did it when I first got into powerlifting, is I fell into the trap of like, I need to lift the most possible weight this set. So I can't risk tiring myself out with other stuff. Like, but it's like, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Let's say you did a superset with like incline press and something else, like incline press and a fly. Let's say for chest, you were doing that. Or what I like doing is a chest back, like a incline press, dumbbell press, and then like a lat pull down or a seated row or some shit.
Yeah, you do a lot of push pull.
And yeah, the first set might be a little rough, and the second set you may not be able to hit the same weight for the same amount of reps. And when that happens, I either go less reps, same weight, or I just drop the weight a little bit. And yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I could hit higher weights with the dumbbell incline press by itself if I'd just done it by itself. But I'm taxing the body overall more so than that additional, 100 pounds of volume. You know what I mean? Let's say I had to drop from 90 to 80, and I'm doing a set of 10. So I drop from 90 to 80. So I'm losing 100 pounds of volume because 10 pounds for 10 reps, 100 pounds. 100 pounds of volume, but I'm exponentially increasing my heart rate, and I'm working a different set of muscles, so my rest period is shortened, and so I'm actually getting more of a tax on the body than that 100 pounds would have given me. You know what I mean?
That makes a lot more sense too. I've always found that like bodybuilding based or bodybuilding style of workouts have always been a lot harder for me, and I've always felt more doing stuff like that than doing like powerlifting, like strength blocks and stuff like that. Because even with strength blocks, like in your first couple weeks of like if you're prepping for a meet, how they'll throw like a little bit of volume in there, but it's never like anything crazy. And then like after those weeks you're done, and then it's like you're at your 6s, and then you're like fucking 4s or 5s or whatever, and then you go down to your 3s and 2s. But bodybuilding is way different.
Well, that's why you need to have a mixture of the two. Like I feel like to be truly effective, because as if you don't have a high work capacity, or if you don't constantly work on your work capacity, then you get to that those heavy weights, and the recovery is not necessarily there. Like you can't recover between sets as much, and you end up noticing it quite a bit.
Well, yeah, look at the workout today. I can work out just fine, but when you put me in like a setting where I need to do like 5 exercises for rounds, I can't. Well, I mean, I can't. I did it.
You did it, but it wasn't as good as it could.
I finished, with tons of breaks and wheezing and fucking.
Well, that's just like how it goes. Like I don't train for CrossFit, but I train high work capacity through my other stuff. So like when I did Murph on Monday, and Murph is a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, another mile run with a 20-pound vest. And I don't train for that. Like I didn't run at all for like the last month. I did like stair stepper and some elliptical.
And sled. You've done a lot of sled pushing.
I didn't do any sled work in the last 12 weeks.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't do any of that type of stuff, but my work capacity was so high from all the high volume and like supersets and shit that I actually did really well at that. Even outside of the fact that I didn't train for that, even if I did train for that, I did really well. Like I think I did like a 38, which is pretty good. But like I didn't train for that at all. But I had such a high work capacity that I was able to accomplish it. And I think a lot of people mistake that. Like they think, oh, just because I work out in the gym, like that it transfers over. It's like the only way it will transfer over is if you're improving overall conditioning. You know what I mean?
When you go into like a CrossFit based workout, or you go into like something like Murph or something where there's like rounds of shit that you have to do and accomplish, how do you attack that? Like what I mean is like, do you think about like every rep that you're doing, or do you think like, fuck, like I have to do 200 push-ups, or do you just do it and you don't think about right now my body has to go through this? You just kind of do it.
So the biggest issue with that is like when you break up sets. Like personally, like the workout we did today, it was like 8 exercises. We did like 10 of everything except for like we did like a 500-meter row as part of that, a 30 calorie bike, but everything else was like 10 reps. And it was like 8 exercises, and we did 5 rounds of it. So like breaking it up like into those 10 rounds, like don't like one of the exercises was the D-ball cleans, right? So we did a 100-pound D-ball clean over the shoulder. But like if you think about it in terms of 1 rep at a time on that, and like you get done with like 5 and then you take a break, it's way harder to get started as opposed to just pushing through and finishing that round and then taking a slight rest in between exercises, you know? And that's the biggest thing is like I would do an exercise and it didn't matter how shitty it was. I wouldn't stop during the exercise. It didn't matter if I don't go as fast, but I'm not stopping. Because once I stop, you have to like restart yourself. And it's like mentally taxing. And I think a lot of people, you know, they think, oh, I'm tired. But it's like controlling your breathing and taking your breaths at like natural spots as opposed to doing 2 reps, break, 3 reps, break. You know,
constantly breaking your breathing pattern up.
Yeah, because you're breaking your breathing pattern up, and then you're also prolonging the set. Like, even though you're not doing the exercise, you're taking like a break between reps, you're prolonging how long that set takes. And so
that makes sense because I did that a lot today.
Yeah, and so it just makes the workout that much longer. Like, if you drag out a set of 10 for like 2.5 minutes, like you've just taken 2.5 minutes to complete that set.
And I probably could have shittily completed it.
You could have just kept continually moving and knocked it out in like a minute and a half, but you dragged it out for that extra minute, which is a mental barrier for you. Because that's the biggest thing about all that type of stuff. Like your body is capable of so much more than you give it credit for. Like your mind shuts off before your body is. You know, your mind's like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah. A lot of it is like
really
thinking you can't do it, or thinking you're done,
or defeating yourself before you're even there. Like damn. Like even just how you look at it, like 500 meters on the rower. Fuck, that's a long time. You know what I mean? Or if you just look at it as, that's going to take me 2 minutes. 2 minutes of work. Do 2 minutes of work. Boom. Knock it out. Boom. That sucked, but I'm done with it. And then it's like a snowball effect of like, oh, knock that out. Now I only have 7 exercises left. I'm almost there, you know? Like the worst part of that whole circuit that we did was like the bike. We did 30 cal on the assault bike. That's every round.
Dude. I wish I had done 20.
Yeah, but like we did 30 because we're fucking savage. But like that was the worst part for the whole thing. Like honestly, it was terrible. That was the worst part. So as soon as like I would get that over with that, I'd be like, boom, this round's over. Even though I had like 4 more things, I was like, that was mentally like, I'm almost done with this round. And it's like keeping that mental positivity going.
So then like every round you just restart and you're like, okay, new round.
Yeah.
Like with, I mean like every exercise. So like you get done with like, in round 1, you get done with the first exercise, then you move on to the next. You're like, cool, new round. Just fucking crush it. Okay.
Yeah. If you think about it, it's the same thing as like goals. Like if you look at it like, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds. Like, damn, that's a big ass fucking number. Like it's way easy to get overwhelmed with that. Same thing. Like dude, 5 rounds, I have to do 30 calories each. That's 150 calories on the bike. Like, damn, that's a lot of fucking calories. That's going to take me, 15, 20 minutes. Like, damn, like mentally, that's going to fuck you. Whereas if you think of it like, oh, it's 1 round, 30 calories. Knock that out. That'll take me, 2.5, 3 minutes. But if you think about like the big aspect of it, it's the same thing with goals. Like you can talk yourself out of it, be like, oh man, that seems so insurmountable. But it's really not. It's just how you choose to look at it. Like, yeah, you could look at it as, oh man, I have 100 pounds to lose, or you could look at it like, if I lose,
25 pounds.
If I lose, 25 pounds in the next 3 months, or even if I lose, if I just lose 2 pounds a week, by the end of the year, I'm going to be past my goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you look at it like, I have to lose 100 pounds this year, like, damn, that sounds a lot. That sounds like a lot.
I think a lot of it has to do too with like a plan of attack, and a lot of people will like just attack. You know what I mean? Like people will be like, they see it and they're like, I'm going to walk through the minefield blindfolded and not even look for where the mines are, instead of saying, okay, in order to get across the field, I need to know where everything's at and where I need to cross to get to the end.
Well, I think a lot of that is too, like, it's a lot of talk. Like most people are just talk.
They use their spark of motivation.
They use it like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. But it's always, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. It's nothing like, this is how I'm going to do that. Or this is what's going to happen to cause me to do that. Or this is how I'm going to reach that goal. Like, and that is honestly my biggest fucking pet peeve, is when I hear people talk and they talk, and especially on social media, like I'll see the same people talking about the same goals that they were talking about last year, but they've made zero progress towards it. And it's always like, oh, back on track, it's like, you should never have gotten off fucking track in the first place. And if you did, you should have solved that a long time ago. Like,
or just pick up.
Just take the fucking accountability and figure out why you are falling off track and what you can do to get back on track and what you can do to accomplish that goal, instead of just constantly going on social media and be like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to accomplish. Like, cool. All right. You said that. Now what are you going to fucking do? Like, don't tell me how you want to, lose this much weight, or you want to compete at this show. Fucking make some steps and make some progress to do it, because I want you to do it too. But you know what? I'm sick of hearing you fucking talk about it. I want to see you actually fucking do it.
Well,
or make progress towards doing it.
Yeah. And that's like something that I've been like probably doing the most of the past, I don't know, last couple months, maybe like 2 or 3 months or something like that. Not too long of a time, but like the biggest thing that I've done is like had that mental switch to like just start like doing shit and like actually fill my days being productive, and like doing productive things that are going to help me in the long run get to like the end goal of stuff that I want to do. You know what I mean? Like knowing like, okay, if I do this right now, or I just get this out of the way, or I make this call, or I go pay this, like all this shit that I'm doing is going to help me get here, and I'm just going to fucking do it. But I don't really talk a ton about anything that I do, except for I just say I'm busy, because people do talk so much, and I almost feel like I'm too busy doing shit to talk about how much shit I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's a balance. Like, there's a balance between, talking about your goals and like, relaying it to people for accountability, and relaying it to people so you can kind of like inspire other people. And then there's like a spot where it becomes like, okay, now you're talking too much about your goals and you're not actually making any progress. Like you're creating this sense of, oh man, I'm accomplishing all this shit. But you're not actually making any progress. You're just making other people think that you're doing it by constantly bringing it up. But like, I mean, and that works for the majority of people, just kind of scrolling through their feed and they see it like, oh, okay, he's talking about that. He's going to do that. Like, but like, if I constantly see your shit, I'm pretty good at picking up like, oh, this is bullshit. Like,
especially if you know them personally, like if you knew that I wasn't actually doing anything, but like then you see on Instagram that I'm like doing all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing that, dude.
No.
So
it's like, dude, I saw you yesterday and you were eating a fucking double. But you're talking about, I'm dropping all this weight. I'm working on my fucking fitness and shit.
You're like, dude, no, you're not.
I saw you skip the gym and go to In-N-Out. What the fuck? But like you're
I would
on,
never
but
do
you're
that.
on, but you're on like Instagram story. Like, oh man, grinding, fam. Like,
A salad in the background.
yeah, like
Meal prep. What are you gonna do?
just prepped all my food.
But no, what no one sees is to the right of them in the passenger seat is
Crumpled up In-N-Out wrappers.
empty milkshake cup,
You're like-
strawberry
You're like
flavored.
filming it. You're like, oh shit, got to refilm. You're like delete.
You know what's funny is I've done that before. I haven't talked about like dieting and had like fast food next to me, but I've had garbage in my car like anyone. And there's been times when I'm talking about something fitness related or going to the gym, and I'll be talking, and in the background you'll see like a McDonald's wrapper or like a Taco Bell, and I'm like, delete, change angles, or I'm like, I'm just gonna clean my car so it looks like I'm cleaning the, because there's nothing worse than saying, yeah, I've been having really good workouts, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, those fucking Whoppers been helping you or what?
You've been pre-workout meal with some Whoppers.
As
Not that
Hereford
there's
would say.
anything fucking wrong with that. I mean, if you're gonna
whatever.
do that, like fucking, but own it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, don't put out this persona. Like, practice what you're preaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're gonna go out there and you're gonna tell people, hey fam, like accomplish your goals, like I'm living the dream, I'm doing all this shit. Be making progress.
Yeah.
Like, don't be out there just like, oh man, woke up at 2, like you're like have all this shit saved on your phone, like a bunch of fucking like motivational things, and like throwing it up like, hey, like living the dream, but you're waking up at like 2 p.m. and you're fucking spending all day on the Instagram like not doing shit. Like fucking make progress.
Yeah.
Like real recognize real. Like if you're putting out some bullshit, like, and you're just like constantly talking about all this shit, but you're not actually doing any actions, like people are gonna see that shit.
Yeah, and if they don't see it, they will eventually. You know?
They will see it.
Dude, there's
Because
there's plenty
you'll
of people.
reveal yourself eventually. You can only
Yeah.
carry on that facade for so long.
Well, and like, what happens if someone who's like sees your fucking motivational videos or like whatever the fuck you do on Instagram? What happens when you run into someone who's like, man, how you doing? And they see you're not.
you look
you
like shit.
or you're in a hella fucking bad mood, or like something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you get caught off guard, and then they're like, what happened to you owning a Bugatti, dude? Where's your Bugatti? Pull up in a fucking Prelude or something. Preludes are kind of sick, actually. A Honda Accent.
Hey, bro, chill.
Hey, I used to drive one, bro.
I used to own one too.
We had the same one. Yours was right. Yours was
I
cool.
think yours was nicer than mine though. Yours was like the
Mine had a pretty fat dent in like the back.
I know, but I think yours was like the upgraded version. Mine was like the base.
Yours was manual, huh?
Yeah.
Mine was automatic. Automatic gang.
Not enough people know how to drive manuals now though. Like I feel like I'm glad that I know how to drive a manual. Like I can hop in
Yeah, me
any
too.
vehicle there is and I can drive that shit.
Dude, I sucked for a long time at driving manual. Like, and I drove manual a lot. Like, I drove a lot of sticks, and I just was like, dude, why can't I fucking get this down? And then one day, randomly, it clicked, and I was like, oh, I just everything makes sense. I just know how to drive stick now.
I remember
Practice.
when I got a job as a valet. Like they're
What a
like
baller
that
job.
was one of the questions. They're like, do you know how to drive a manual? I was like, you're goddamn right I do.
You're like, have you seen my Honda?
have you
Accent?
seen that Hyundai? Top of the line back in 04.
Hey, I think mine was a 04 too. Or mine's a 02, I think.
I think that car cost me like $9,000
That's crazy.
because it had nothing power in it at all.
For 9 Gs.
Yeah.
Back in the day, 9
Back in
Gs was hard to
04.
make.
My car payment was like $100.
That's pretty dope, dude. I wish my fucking
I was so stoked when I didn't have a car payment anymore.
Oh, I bet.
Like I paid that off in like 08, maybe
Oh, that's not bad.
maybe 09.
And I had like a 4-year, 5-year. Oh, I guess
Yes.
that's a pretty typical
Yeah.
car.
But I paid it off and I was like, fuck yeah, no car payment.
New car, higher payment. Another
Yeah.
5 years.
That was like the worst thing about like getting when I got rid of the Hyundai. Like honestly, I'm cheap enough and I don't care that much that I would still drive it if it ran. Like if it never shit on me, I would still drive it. Like 15 years old, way too fucking big for that car. Like Mr. Incredible as fuck in that little car.
That's how I felt driving mine, dude. Was
But
yours
I
was a hatch too, right?
Yeah, and I would 2-door hatch. I would still drive that.
I felt like a goofball driving that.
And
thing.
people would probably roast the shit out of me, but I'd be like, you know what? it works.
You'd be like, you know what? I host a fucking podcast. Fuck you.
But that would be the thing. I like roll up in that, and people would be like,
dude, I remember
it'd be so embarrassing. I remember taking like chicks on like dates in that car and be like, ooh, I feel kind of shitty pulling up in this car right now.
Yeah, I remember like going to the gym. Like I remember just driving around in mine and fuck, dude, I just like trying to listen to music and like feeling so uncool. Like listening to the hardest rap, and I pull up in that thing,
Just bumping.
and like as soon as I pull up, I'm like rolling my windows up. I'm like, sorry guys, and turning my music down. Now that I have the Xterra, I'm just like, dude, fuck you. I listen to whatever I want. I feel all cool and shit. Tinted ass windows.
It's so funny because like when I first got that back in like 04, like I think I was a senior. I was a senior in high school, right? So like, and like a couple of my friends had cars, but like a few of my friends, like closest friends, didn't have cars. And so like I was like, oh man, we're just gonna cruise in this. Like, you know, my girlfriend at the time put in like a stereo for me. So I didn't have the fucking bullshit tape deck anymore.
Oh yeah.
And I was just cruising around in it. We'd be bumping, and it actually had a decent sound system, like stock. And we'd just be cruising. And like, I look back at that, like, really, you were cruising in a 04 Hyundai Accent, like a bright red Hyundai Accent. Like you were cruising downtown, thinking, oh, like a skinny white dude with glasses, like bumping some fucking like. Chameleon Air and shit, like thinking you're hard. Like me and my boy Dom would just be cruising. Like, nah, dude. If I saw somebody doing that now, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
They're all young Mooney, dude. Dude, you still had that car?
Way too much gel in the hair too. Like way too much gel.
Dude, I used to
all the fucking gel.
I used to put so much gel in my hair that it just like looked like my hair was super wet all the time.
100%. That was how you knew it was enough gel at the time. I was like, okay, it looks like I just got out the shower. We good to go.
I know. I was like, perfect. Little do I know it looks
say less.
Say less. But it looks like I just got done putting my head in a fucking pool.
Bro, I remember because I had like the big ass thing of like LA. What is that? LA looks or whatever. Like that gel. Mm-hmm. I think it was like LA looks or some shit.
Oh yeah, LA looks.
Yeah, and I'd just be like hella, like full palm full. And you're like, I'd just be like this.
Oh, dude.
And then comb it and then slide it a little in the front. And I'd be like, and I was also pale as fuck, like white like this wall. And when you put that much gel in my hair, it looks black. It looks like this table. So it makes me look even more pale.
You just look like you're.
And then I got these glasses. And I'm way too fucking skinny. And I was just like, Chrissy and I were actually looking at old, like 7th, 8th grade photos. And I was just like, dude, I would like, I'd pick on that dude super hard. I would bully the shit out of that dude.
When I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I used to always wear like the tightest Hollister like polos.
Oh, that was the look.
Like I was stuck in between like this weird, because like in 6th grade I was like a goth kid, so I'd wear like all black everything. Chains. And like studded bracelets and
Hot
like,
Topic.
Yeah, Hot Topic. I actually even had a pair of like Slipknot fingerless gloves I'd wear, I wore like Empire hoodies, the all black with like the furry hood, and like a fox beanie with like, dude, I was pimping.
Mr. Steal your girl right there.
I was Mr. Steal your girl.
And you were leaner too, like.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was still. Because I was like on the verge of hitting my growth spurt.
Yeah.
But like then I would also skateboard. But then like 7th, 8th grade, it was like this weird like. Started playing sports, started working out.
You got to wear Hollister if you're playing sports.
I was in between like skateboarding and playing sports. I was like, how the fuck do I dress? Do I wear the Vans skinny jeans with the Globe shoes and then I wear a polo?
And then on Tuesday I'll wear the Hot Topic outfit?
Yeah. I'm like, or do I wear like the Etnies shirt with the beanie and then I wear like some more Vans skinny jeans? Dude, the amount. Or do I wear the bootcut jeans?
Dude, I never wore because skinny jeans were not in when I was like in middle school. It was all the baggy jeans, right? And
like Limp Biscuit jeans,
like the Limp Biscuit jeans and skate shoes. That was how you knew you were cool. That was like the in thing, or at least that's what I thought. I thought that was the in thing.
It probably was.
So yeah, so like massively baggy jeans and skate shoes.
I'm young, so like the in thing was like when you started wearing baggy skinny jeans. So like tight, like hanging off your ass, but hugging the thigh and calves. Like everyone, and like checkered belts, dude.
Oh yeah, the
if you
checkered
had, like,
belts. I remember
checkered
that was
belt
a thing.
and like ripped jeans that were skinny but also hung off your ass crack, and like a 3XL shirt when you wear a medium. People are like, that dude fucks.
That dude's a mumble rapper right there.
That dude big time fucks. You know what I mean? But I was like super 8th grade year. I was like mega douche. I was like football jersey every day.
Oh.
Like, dude, school spirit.
I rolled up, obviously.
Oh, bro. Yeah, rolled up, bro. I had like our colors and like chains and like the Mardi Gras beads. Like our colors were like orange and purple, like the Vikings. And so yeah, we were the
orange and purple.
The guys are Grizzlies. Okay, that's what we were.
Orange and purple.
Orange and purple.
That is a god.
Or yellow and purple.
Oh, I was gonna say orange and purple, bro. That's a
disgusting.
That's
color.
a disgusting.
Yeah, the yellow wasn't, but like our jerseys were cool. So I'd always wear my jerseys with like black, like Russell.
Even on non-game day.
No.
Okay.
But you best believe that I always wore anything that had to do with sports.
Oh, God.
Like I always wore like our football hoodies or like football this or fucking wrestling hoodies. We weren't actually allowed to wear our wrestling hoodies outside of practice and in meets because they weren't technically like ours. They like recycled them.
Ew.
Yeah. And so, but I would steal, I like stole mine and I just kept it in my bag. And then like game day, I would just like put it, or like meet day, I would just like put my hoodie on and wear it through school. And then anytime I'd see like my coach, I'd like take it off.
It sounds like so much work.
It was, but I was like, you need to know that I wrestle.
They need to know. I know. I used to be so stoked back in high school when it was like game day and you could wear your jersey. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna look extra fresh today. Like roll up the sleeves because I had no arms, but like rolled up the sleeves.
And then like you always knew like whose chick like was whose because like they wear your away jersey. Yeah. You're like, oh, that's the quarterback's girlfriend. Oh. And you're like, nah, fuck him. She's hot or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And then like if you didn't have a girl wearing your jersey or hoodie, then you're like a total loser. Bum.
I actually wish I had my high school jerseys, but I like the year after I graduated, I gave it to a chick to wear for like the Powder Puff game. Bitch never returned those fucking jerseys, dude.
She's like, fuck you and your jerseys.
She still has my fucking jerseys.
She probably still wears them.
I don't fucking know. I'm gonna go back for like a reunion. I'm gonna be like, hey, where's my fucking jerseys?
You're like,
she's like, oh, I don't have those anymore. I threw them away. I was
like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? 10 years.
We're gonna have to fucking fight.
10. Yeah, you've already been to your 10-year reunion. Huh?
I didn't have a 10-year reunion because our class president dropped the fucking ball.
What a fucking
So, yeah, we didn't have a 10-year reunion. But my 15-year reunion is like 2 years. Next year. Next year. Jesus. Old as fuck, dude.
15 years since you've been in high school. Dude.
Yeah, 2020 is my 15 year.
4 years for me.
Well, shit, dude. Way to make me feel old.
Well, it'll be 5 soon. So, yeah, you graduated 10 years.
That, do they do a 15-year reunion? Is that a thing?
I think they just do 10 and 20, and they just
I
do
feel
every
like
10 years until everyone dies.
I feel like they do 15.
Maybe they're like, you guys were all losers at the.
I should comment on the fucking Facebook page and be like, hey, are we doing a 15? Because we might as well start planning it now since you guys suck at that shit.
They just let you plan it.
I wanted to plan it.
That would have been sick.
Me and Dom were gonna plan it.
That would have been super sick.
But I think Dom and I, my boy Dom, for people listening are like, who the fuck's Dom? But Jeremy knows Dom.
Dom's
but he's actually a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
And he's got some sweet dance moves.
Yeah. He fucks.
Heavily.
But yeah, we actually decided after the 10-year didn't happen that we were going to plan the next one. So, yeah.
Maybe you should look into that then.
I should. You know what, though? Like, Facebook's around. Like, you don't really need a reunion anymore.
Well, yeah.
Because I see that shit on, like, oh, everyone's fucking pregnant and has kids.
You're like, oh, Jeremy's sharing memes again. Nothing new.
What's new with Jeremy? Oh, he's sharing from that meme page now.
Oh, he's
upgraded
memes now. Okay.
He's upgraded his meme game.
Meme game on fleek. So that's good to know. Well, plus I live in a small town, so my tenure will be stupid because I see everybody every day, and every time it's, dude, I see you on Instagram. How's life? I'm like, Well, you see me on Instagram.
So you
That's
know
how
how life
life's
is
going.
You watch my Instagram story? No.
Like,
okay, well, start watching that because that'll tell you everything.
Like, so I'm not going to answer your question because I already answered it in my Instagram story. If you want to go look at that, even reply, send me a heart or something. That's great.
Dude, I was watching America's Got Talent, the new episode, and they had a comedian on there, and she was talking about like how like random like super old people in like that you knew like way back in the day like start adding you on Facebook like what's new, and it's like I knew you before I had hit puberty. Like a lot of shit's changed, bro. Like I'm not gonna like who the fuck are you? like how do you catch somebody up like that you haven't talked to in like 20 something years? Like bro, so much shit is going on.
Especially if you like make moves.
Yeah, dude. Like what am I gonna tell you? Every fucking thing that's gone on, like
every little thing.
Yeah, went to college, went to play football. Like, there's too much shit, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just move on. Pretend like
my family never asks me what new. Every time anyone who I haven't talked to in a while is like, "Dude, what's been going on? How's life been?" I'm like, "Oh, good, good. Like, not bad."
I mean, you could talk forever about it. Like, how in depth do you want me to go with this? Like,
yeah,
bro,
how in depth do I even want to go?
Yeah, like that's the thing too. Is like somebody will do that. Like, why? What? Like, what's new? What's going on with you? And I was like, a lot of shit, dude. I don't really.
It's just a lot of shit.
I don't really want to get into it all.
I
don't have the energy for this,
dude. Every time someone's like, "What's been up, dude? What have you been up to?" I'm always like, "Tons." That's always I'm like, "Tons of stuff, dude. Always doing stuff."
You gotta be a little bit more specific. Yeah. Like, what are you doing for work now?
Yeah. I'm like retry. Or I'm gonna say tons again.
Let's narrow down the questioning a little bit because too broad right now.
Yeah. I'm like, I mowed the yard today. Like, what do you want to know?
Well, yeah, like I
played
how
some
detailed
video games. After that, I fucking went and took a shower. I shaved.
I ate 2,000 calories today.
And two things specifically. Like, I went and bought some Swiss rolls. I ate the whole pack. What do you want to know, dude? I don't know.
Stop judging me.
They're like, I just said, what's up, dude? I'm like, I'm just saying.
I really was just being nice. That's the thing, too, is like, do you really care or are you just being nice? Like, because we ran into each other and now it's like awkward if we're just like, hey, what's going on? Like, peace and like walk on.
I'm pretty genuine, like, because I don't actually ask people like what's new very often, if probably ever. Yeah. But if like I actually really care and I can tell they're not in a rush or in the middle of doing something, then I'll be like, dude, how's life been? Yeah. What's been going on in life lately? You don't have to tell me the last 10 years. Like the last week, what have you been
It's
up
like,
to?
well, I got divorced and now I'm seeing someone new. My kids hate me, but I started this new job. It's like too much, bro. Too much.
Let's break it down into timelines.
That's another thing too. When you ask somebody like what's new or like how are things, and they're like, it's terrible. it's like okay, well, just lie to me a little bit because I didn't actually care.
You're like, and then you're like, fuck, now I have to say why. What has it been?
Yeah, you have to say why. You have to ask, oh, okay, well, and then you know it's going to be like at least a 10-minute conversation.
But the fact that they even,
because then you have to code them a little bit.
Yeah, you have to. If you don't, they're going to not look at you the same.
They're like, it's like, actually, life is shitty right now, dude. Like, it's terrible. It's like, oh, okay, man. Peace. Just leave them like that. I gotta go, you know.
I'm dude,
I just took my pre-workout. Like, I gotta hit the gym real quick.
Dude,
like,
one time, the funniest fucking thing happened one time. Me and my dad we used to go work out at LA Fitness, and we didn't have a membership there for a really long time because all we did was create new email addresses and get free week trials. So for like 2 months, we're coming in with free passes, and they're like, these are the same fucking people.
How do they keep getting free passes?
And one time they tried to, this dude Carlos tried to sign us up, and we had both taken pre-workout, fucking itchy, ready to work out, ready to go. And he's talking. He's like, and he was like not a good salesman. Like he was like, so if you want to do, and I cut him off. I was like, dude, I'm really sorry, but we just took some pre, and it's fucking chest day. I'm trying to take the 120s for a ride on the incline. Like, dude, get the fuck out of my way. I gave you a free pass, which means I'm free from listening to you talk to me about membership.
Call me later, and I will not answer. But call me.
Add me on Snapchat, dude. Oh, by the way, I don't have one, so. Yeah, no, I hate, dude, dude, Walmart conversations are the worst.
Oh man,
They're so awkward. And you're like walking and they're still talking and you're like, oh, dude, yeah, I have to go buy a TV now, bye.
that happened to me the other day. So like,
It fucking happens every time I'm at
I
Walmart.
ran into a client, right? Like an old client, and what she was with her husband, and like her husband never really liked me because like when I used to train at Club Northwest, like I don't know, I trained a lot. I trained a lot of like.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I trained a lot of moms, and for some reason everyone's like, oh, like because he trains a lot of moms, like he must be hooking up with the moms, like
Fuck yeah.
So there was always like people just looking at me like I'm a piece of shit. But anyway, so I ran into and I was like, oh, I don't really want to. First off, we were never really like friendly.
Yeah.
I trained you, and then on top of that, your husband is giving me a weird look.
Also-
so for sure, don't want this conversation to go on. So, but it's just like, hey, what's up? Like trying to be nice, but like, let's not make this like a big conversation because I got to get my eggs and I'm kind of hungry and I want to leave. It's just like, I
Your
don't
boyfriend wants, or your husband wants to fight me right now.
yeah, he does not like me. He actually tried to fight Dan at one point.
If it is who I'm thinking, which I have a feeling I know exactly who it is,
You do.
then dude, he tries to fight everybody.
Yeah.
Dude, he used to tell me about fighting people. That was like his favorite thing to talk about was fighting people. Seriously, dude.
I think I was one of those people that he wanted to.
Probably.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just like, I don't know. Like, you never run into somebody that, like, you actually, every now and then you run into somebody and you're like, oh, I really would like to talk to you and I'm genuinely interested. But
Like The Rock or something.
sometimes it's just like, hey, let's not pretend this is something more than it really is. Like, let's go, hey,
It
what's
happens.
up? Be nice to each other.
Yeah.
But we don't need to have like a full conversation. I don't know.
When I was in high school, like I was a bigger dude. I was like muscular for a high schooler, and I had a fucking beard or a goatee, and I was a good-looking kid. I was
You look
tan,
30.
and I looked 30, right? But in high school, like everyone knew who I like. People who weren't my friends. It wasn't because I was in sports or anything. Like people fucking just knew who I was.
Right.
Like people are like, dude, Big J. Yeah, I know who he is. He's huge, right? To them.
Yeah.
And so all these random people who I've never met or talked to will bump into me and Kaya and Walmart and be like, Jay, dude, how are you doing, man? And I'm like, good, dude. What's up?
What's your name?
How are you, man? Good to see you. I always end it with, it's great to see you, man. I'm glad you're doing good things in the world.
And then you're like, we're done here.
And then we walk away and she's like, you know him? I'm like, no clue who that was. I'm like, I think his name's Tom. I don't know. Fucking who? I've never seen him before. He's like one of those kids who used to stare at me from across the courtyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which it's called the quad, but I always called it the courtyard because school was a prison.
That's always the worst when you run into somebody and you're like, you don't know who they are.
And
But they're like genuinely happy to see
And
you.
like super up to date on your life.
Yeah.
Like they watch all your stories and like
And,
know everything.
It doesn't happen that much. Like generally if I run into somebody from like social media, like it used to happen a fuckload when I worked at this club. And I was the door guy at this nightclub.
Oh yeah, I bet, dude.
And everyone would always be super drunk and like, oh man, like let's be best friends with the door guy. And I'm just there like, fuck, I don't want to deal with your drunk ass. Like, but like, I have to be sociable or whatever. Yeah. And then like immediately forget about them. And then like the next day, they're like, James, what's up, man? And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
You're like, you're still paying to get in.
Yeah. Like, hey, man, how's it going?
Dude, that's why I call
hey, bro.
I always call everyone bro, dude, man. I'm always like, dude, bro, what's up, dude? And they're like just stoked that they think that I remember them, right?
Yeah.
Or know who they are. They're just like fucking filled with joy. And then, like I said, as we walk away, I'm like, who the fuck was that guy?
Yeah.
Because they're always like, I see you having a kid. I'm like, yeah, dude.
But it's never anybody that like I should know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
It's always like I don't want people to think that like, oh man, he called me bro the other day, and like
I call everyone.
No,
bro. I
like-
call you. I don't think I even call you James, or it's weird calling people. I call everyone bro.
I know the people I should know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's some people out there that like are just like overly friendly and like want to be friends with you, or like they want to be friends with you because of something that you know, like they're just trying to like use you. They're not like actually trying to be your friend. and I don't know those people for the most part. Like, so if I know who you are, and I should know who you are, I know who you are.
When I see someone I went to high school with who I wasn't friends with for no reason other than we just didn't hang out in the same group or whatever. We'll like always recognize each other because we'll know of each other, and I just won't even say anything. I'll just like walk by and be like, I just keep walking because like we weren't friends.
We weren't friends in high school, so why are we
give two shits about what you're
then?
doing, looking at candles at Walmart. You know what I mean?
Let's be friendly. So okay,
yeah,
but
here's the nod. I appreciate and respect.
But let's not pretend this is more than it really is.
Like, but we're not friends, dude. I don't care about what you've got going on right now.
You know what's funny though?
What?
Now that as I'm getting older, like, because I'm like way out of high school now, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of the people that like I was like not super close with in high school are like the most supportive people of what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Like we weren't like super close in high school, but they're like the most supportive people now. It's kind of interesting, like how some of like the people I was like super close with are like I don't hear from them as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like some of the people that I was like we were acquaintances or like we were friendly, but like we weren't like hanging out every weekend kind of thing. But like some of those people are like the most supportive. Like, oh man, like when Gunsmith was going, they're like, oh man, love Gunsmith. Like buying shit, like need to support it, like try to support it. And so it's interesting to see that sometimes, you know.
I constantly think of that all the time because like I had like a really good friend of mine who for whatever fucking reason just does not fuck with me at all anymore. Like,
just kind of cut.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah. Or like we talk like every once in a while or some shit, but like it's always like super brief and just like you're feeling forced to talk to me.
Yeah.
And like unfollowed me on Instagram and just doesn't like none of my shit. Yeah. Like he doesn't like any of my shit. He doesn't comment on any of my shit. He doesn't like my fucking Facebook posts. He doesn't like my fucking tweets. He doesn't like. I'm like, what did I? Like you used to be like the first person to like my shit, and we used to be like boys, and you don't even fucking support anything I'm doing right now.
You know what some of that is though?
It's weird.
Some of that is those people aren't like they're negative people. Mm-hmm. And then they see that you are so close to them, right? Like you guys are tied together, and they see you making moves to like improve your life and be better, and like you're doing really well and you're doing all this great stuff, and they're not doing as well, or they're not making moves, or they're not where you are at, and so they kind of end up resenting you because they were so close to you at the beginning. Like you guys like basically started at the same spot, and here you are elevating and doing all this shit to make yourself better, and they've kind of like plateaued, or maybe they've gone down. It's like, and so those people that are closest to you, if they're not like the greatest people to begin with, you know, they end up resenting you because of the positivity. And it's a shitty thing, but it happens, you know. Like people, not everyone is a great person, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Jealousy is a real thing.
It literally like blew, like dude. The day he unfollowed me, I was like, "What, dude?" Yeah. Like tried to tell me he didn't use. He's like, "Dude, I'm just not really on Instagram anymore." He posts every day. literally every single day. There's like a story or like a post, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you're not ever on social media anymore." Sick.
Well, you know what? You don't. It's good though. It's good because it kind of weeds itself out. You know what?
Yeah.
You don't need those people. You need people around you who are A, supportive, and B, doing things with their lives to be better. It doesn't matter what that is. You know, they could be fucking a janitor cleaning up like baby shit all day. You know what I mean?
Be cleaning up baby shit.
Maybe the worst fucking job you can think of. But if they're trying to be the best at that, or they're trying to elevate their career, or they're trying to do something to better their life, that's who you need around you. But you don't need people that are just fucking negative and not doing things with their lives. Like you are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself with shitheads and negative fucking people, you're gonna be a negative fucking person.
Oh yeah. Well, and you know what's funny, dude, is like something that I've noticed or something that I've realized is like most people who are really trying their best and working their hardest to become like better as a person, better in life, better in whatever, anyone who's trying to like really truly better themselves in their lives is also going to be supportive of anyone else trying to do the same thing.
100%.
No matter, and it doesn't even matter if like I'm trying to be better, right? I would say that you're probably in a better spot in your life than I am in mine right now, but I would never ever be like, fuck you, James, you're doing better than me. You know what I mean? I'm always like, any move you make or anything you do that's helping you get better, no matter how small or no matter how big, I'm like, fuck yes. Like, I want everyone to like have that feeling of like being successful, or everyone to have that feeling of I'm accomplishing something today. And if you aren't doing that, then whatever, I don't really care. But like, why would I ever cut somebody down for bettering themselves? I don't even consider being better than me or having a better life. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you're just doing good for yourself. That's all anyone should care about.
And that's another thing too, is like rooting for some people that are around you to do better. Like, that's like a spiral. It's like it's a contagious thing. Like, once somebody around you starts doing better, you elevate your game to try to catch up to them, or you elevate your game to, oh man, so and so, like, is making a move that's improving their life like this. Man, I need to step my shit up too. Like, I need to start making even more moves. So it's like and then you start doing better, and then like let's say I'm doing something, starting a new company. Like you're like, oh man, fuck yeah, that's awesome. James is doing that. You know what? I need to start elevating my shit too. Like, so I'm gonna start doing this or whatever. And then I see you start succeeding. I'm like, oh, you know what? Jeremy's making some fucking moves too. Like, I need to elevate my game even more. Like, and it kind of feeds off each other. Like, and that's what you need from your circle. Like, your circle needs to constantly be growing. You cannot stay the same. There is no such thing. I had an old coach, and he would tell us this all the time. It's like, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. Like, there is no staying the same. Like, it is impossible to stay the same forever, right? You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Like, because if you're not getting better on a daily basis, you're getting worse.
Yeah, and how you get better.
Because staying the same is getting worse.
Oh, absolutely. And how you get better or how you get worse is like completely up to you,
Yeah.
Like, you can wake up and say, like, I'm going to not do anything today and not do anything productive when you know that you probably should. Or you can wake up and you can do that productive shit, knock it out, have whatever rest of the day to do whatever shit you want. And it's just something obviously, like, I've struggled fucking forever, it seems like, with like procrastinating. Yeah. Still sometimes. Like,
but you're way better at it than you were.
Oh, dude.
And that's the biggest thing, is like, and it goes back to what we were talking about with the big goals, right? Getting better on a daily basis doesn't have to be some giant fucking thing that, like, oh man, like, I invested $10,000 in a new business. Like, doesn't have to be that. It could literally be, I'm going to wake up 30 minutes earlier today. Or I'm going to do a little bit of cardio this morning. You know what I mean? Like,
do a 9 a.m. CrossFit workout.
Right. I'm going to eat less carbs tomorrow. I'm going to, look up, some information on how to start this business, or I'm going to look up some information on some certification that I'm going to get, or, going back to school, I'm going to at least contact and reach out. It's like little fucking things, like, that's still getting better. Oh, yeah. It doesn't have to be.
That's a step somewhere. Dude.
It doesn't have to be like drastic fucking massive fucking moves every day. Like that. And that's not what we're saying, because that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to make massive fucking moves every day. Right?
You can't fucking just take huge leaps every day.
No,
it's just unrealistic.
It's unrealistic.
There's not room for you to do that.
And it's also not sustainable. Like, because at a certain point, you're going to get to a point where it's like, there is no more massive moves I can make at this point. You know what I mean? So it's literally just small things. Like, literally, hey, I'm going to, like, as small as this. Like, hey, I want to build up my social media. Tomorrow I'm going to make 5 Instagram stories where I'm talking, right? Like, you had that thing where you're like, I'm going to talk on my story every single day, right? That's a little fucking thing though, but it's like a little thing. So that could be your one move that you're making to improve yourself. Obviously, we'd like you to link a few of those if it's something small like that, a few of those a day, but
even like
it doesn't have to be something major though.
even like, check this out, guys. Like, it's even as small as like, say you wake up, you leave the house, you never make the bed. Seems silly, but you never make the bed, right? One day you wake up, every day I wake up, I'm going to make the bed.
Yeah.
That is probably so fucking tiny.
Yeah.
But that's a big deal. And you don't realize that by making the bed, you're improving like organization skills, you're improving like certain skills that you have, you are improving yourself on like, instead of just saying, I'll let it go, you're now like, okay, I'm going to do this. I've been doing this, right? So maybe it'll go from, I'm going to make the bed to, I'm going to make sure to do this today. And then that'll be, I'm going to make sure to do this too today. Yeah. And you're like, fuck, this is like breathing, as easy as breathing. I might as well do all this fucking shit every fucking day. You know,
it's like,
and then all because you decided one day, I'm going to make the bed.
It's holding yourself to some accountability, right? Like I'm going to make the bed every day. But it's also like checking something off your list, right? So it's like literally like, hey, I'm going to make my bed every day. That's my checklist. Like that's number one on my checklist. So every day I'm waking up, I'm checking that off the box. And one of those things about like checking that off, and like even if you had like a physical list where you were like writing and like checking off, made the bed, that like there's a chemical process in your brain from doing that is a rewarding factor. Like you start feeling better, you start feeling more accomplished, and that snowballs into, oh, I'm crushing it right now. Let's check something else off. You know, it becomes addictive. Like, I'm going to check this off. I'm going to check this off. And like, you become addicted to checking things off that list.
Dude, no, it really does. Like, I remember I had like, what did I have? I had like orientation for school like 2 weeks ago. And so like, I worked 2 jobs. And so I went to my first job, got off my first job, went to my second job. So from like 6:45 to like 8:30 at night, I worked. Like 6:45 in the morning to 8:30, I worked all day. Next day, worked till like 4 o'clock, got off, went straight to school. It was there till 8. Like another day where I was just like full. And then I came home and I like did the dishes, started a new load of laundry, put away the old load of laundry, cleaned up and picked up a little bit. I was like, dude, I did a lot of shit.
And like, you felt good.
I felt great. I like laid down and was like, try to complain about something now, Kaya. Well, no, but really though, you know,
you laid down and you probably like, dude, I earned this now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you felt good. You felt guilt free probably laying down watching some TV.
I think that a lot of the time when people feel like shit when they're relaxing is because inside they know they don't deserve to relax. Like inside they know that there's something that they could be doing to better themselves or better something in their day or future, and they're not doing it and they're relaxing instead. Would you agree?
I agree 100%, dude.
And I never thought about that.
I feel that the same. It's the same way. Like some of the worst days of my week are those days when I don't do anything. Like Sunday, I don't work out on Sunday. Sometimes I meal prep. Sometimes I'm editing. Sometimes I'm doing something. But for the most part, Sunday is pretty chill. Like I don't have a whole lot going on. And those are like the days where the day drags and I feel so terrible at the end of it. I feel like, dude, I didn't do shit today. Like I feel guilty.
I had a good Saturday. I think it was a Saturday where like I knocked everything out, dude. Like my whole week was fucking. It was the Saturday of the week that I worked and went to school and did all that stuff. Yeah. Like I picked up around the house and we mowed and did all that stuff. Like, dude, I felt fucking fantastic. I was like, you know what? I have done so much. I deserve to relax for at least a couple hours. Yeah. So for a couple hours, like 3 hours, I'm gonna just hang out, not do much, and then at the end of that I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna make sure that the house is in order before I leave, and I'm gonna go to the gym. And after that, I'm gonna come back home, pick up again if I need to pick up, because the house gets dirty for no reason at all. It's weird, but it was like really good. And before, when I would sit down to play games, I'd like feel guilty, like man. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes if I've had a really long day, I'll come home and try to relax, and Kyle will make dinner, or she'll like be picking up around the house, and I'll be like, "Do you need any help or anything?" Knowing I should help. Yeah. And she's like, "No, it's okay. Just do your thing." And I'm like playing, and as time goes on, I'm like, I should be doing something. I really should just be helping her. But then I'm like, no, she said it's okay. But then I'm like, I really should be sitting on the couch right now.
So you don't actually get to enjoy that relaxing.
Exactly. So then I just stop because I'm not even enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, babe, I'm gonna go put the clothes away. I'm gonna just. I know you don't need help.
Do something.
I'm gonna just do it. Or I'm gonna do this or gonna do that. But yeah, I'm gonna fix the deck soon, dude. It's gonna be sick.
Well, I think it goes back to like when people take off days, like people talk about off days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you need an off day, but it needs to be like an active. Like I talk about it all the time when it comes to working out. Like, don't take a full off day. Take like an active rest day. Go for like a hike or a walk or something. Because if you're just sitting around, like that's the worst thing for your body. Your body doesn't want to just sit around. Like you need to do something. Like earn your rest day. Like you don't have to work out all day or you don't have to work all day. Like take a day to like rest,
like recoup,
but do a little bit first. Like do like some meal prep or do like a little bit of cleaning around the house or, you know, go for a walk, go for a hike, do something productive, active, and then enjoy the rest of your day.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't just sit at home, sleep in, potato out, and fucking watch Netflix all fucking day.
Plus,
because you're gonna regret that.
Oh, you will. You'll actually have a bad day.
Yeah.
Plus, if you think about it, like in a way, forcing yourself to not sit on the couch and like play games or watch Netflix or play on your phone and doing the stuff you should be doing is almost like kind of getting out of your comfort zone because you don't necessarily want to. You don't really want to clean, but you know you should, but you don't want to. So you have to tell yourself, "I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna." It's like really super tiny.
You're gonna be thankful that you did it.
Exactly, and you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm really glad I did that. I'm gonna do it tomorrow because I actually felt really good doing that.
And it's a snowball effect.
Oh, dude, chain reaction, man.
That's how you change your life.
There's a thing. There was like what was it? God, I don't remember her name, but in school we learned about her. She was killed in like a shooting or something like that, and she wrote like this journal, and it was fantastic, and it had to do with like being a joyful person and spreading like love and kindness to people. And it's like talked about how she wants it to be a chain reaction, and she wants everyone to treat everyone that way. And like that applies to everything in life that you do, not like love and kindness, like, but like you just do it like one time. And then like you continue to do it, and then it starts like then you'll do it, and then people around you who know you or close ones, depending on what you're doing, will be like, "Oh, he's doing that. I'm gonna start doing that too." If they don't already do it, right? Yeah. Like if they don't clean and you clean, then they're like, "I'm gonna start cleaning too." Yeah. And then
or they won't do it, and then you can know, "Oh, I should maybe distance myself from that person because that person's kind of dragging us down."
Like, that person doesn't mop. I don't think I want to be there for it anymore.
Yeah. But, you know, that tells a lot about the person. If they're not trying to do something that's going to better themselves, like, you don't need them around.
Mm-hmm. That's what's great about Kaya is she's, like, always doing the just random shit. Like, she's, like, never not doing something, like, that mentally makes her feel better.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'll come home and the house will be a fucking mess, but only because she's, like, reorganizing everything or making things easier to find or making things more accessible or organizing the whole fridge so it's more aesthetically pleasing and easy for me to find where the ketchup is or cleaning off the deck. Like a couple days ago, she like cleaned the whole deck, and like our dog has like a big ass like outdoor kennel thing with like a dog house attached to it, so that way when it gets cold she can go inside. Yeah. And she like cleaned the whole thing out and like made it look all pretty and nice and put like a pool in there, and I'm like, fuck, dude. Nice. It was cool.
Making moves.
Shout out Kai, the usual Kaya shout out. Shout out Kingston. Hopefully you are due today, dude, because we're fucking tired.
That'd be gnarly if he came today.
He says due date.
Yeah, but
he's supposed.
How often do they just come out? And
I was late, and I hear. Well, I don't know. I kind of get mixed things, but I hear that first pregnancies are a lot of the time they're late.
Yeah,
but who knows?
She's just having a natural one.
Yeah.
No C-section or anything.
No C-section.
Yeah,
I would hate for her to have a C-section because I hear that it takes a lot of like the emotion out of it, because you're not like witnessing, like that's like something special, right? Like giving birth.
Yeah. Like
you're like, oh my God, like this person is going through all this pain to like bring life into the world, but like when you get a C-section, they're just like numb, slice. we're gonna let you see your baby for 2 seconds. Then we're gonna take him into the ICU and make sure that he's like doing okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. He or she. And then you see your baby like 20 minutes later and you're like, oh, hi. Love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I hear anyways.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I would just think. I know. One day you'll be a papa.
I'm not trying to watch
be
that.
Uncle
though.
Mooney, dude.
I'm not trying to watch that, though. I saw it knocked up. That shit scarred me.
Dude,
It's crowding.
I watched. We watched Cardi B's video when she's giving birth to Culture. She like has it on Instagram. It's not like graphic, but it's just her in the room. And she's like, "Fuck, that's fucking sad." And I'm like, dude, that's fucking funny.
That's gonna be Kaya. That's gonna be Kaya.
Dude, Kaya's gonna be raging.
God damn it.
I can see it now, dude.
She's gonna like squeeze the fuck out of your hand, dude.
She's gonna break it. I'll have to call into work. I'm like, hey guys, I can't take maternity leave, but I'm gonna need a couple days off because Kaya broke my hand.
Yeah, I only have one working finger right now.
They're like, you're gonna stage anyways. I'm like, one hand. Sorry, I can't do it.
Oh man, that'd be crazy. Let's see. Hopefully he comes today.
That'd be cool, dude.
We should call it there, dude.
Oh, are we already?
It's been like an hour.
Oh
I
shit.
gotta go to use the restroom.
Well, guys.
That chicken's worked its way through.
Yeah, you gotta update your late night Snapchat, anyways.
Oh yeah, that premium snap.
You guys
$5 a month.
$5 a month, dude. You'll make like $10 a month.
Make $0. I'll make -$5 a month.
You might be surprised. You should just try it.
I don't want to do that.
Don't even post anything on
there. I don't want to involve people like that because that sounds awful. Anyway, appreciate you guys for listening. Let us know what you guys think of this episode. We didn't talk about any current events or anything. We kind of just went on a rant, and I think it was pretty good.
Actually came out pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like solid time talking about certain like specific topics.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think of this episode. Make sure you guys share, tell a friend, all that good stuff. Tag us if you're listening to the episode on Instagram. And
visit notfortheweek.com.
Yeah. Visit notfortheweek.com. Send Jeremy some wishes because by the time you guys listen to this, hopefully Kingston will be here.
I'm assuming it'll be 2 weeks.
We might drop it next week. We'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, check out notfortheweek.com. Tell a friend, like the podcast. Let us know what you guys think. And check out some older episodes of Not for the Week because we got some pretty good guests in the last month or so. We got Adam von Rothfelder, Kelsey Horton, John Anderson, bunch of really cool guests. So if you missed any of those episodes, check them out. And yeah, talk to you guys next time. Peace. Stay savage, my friends.